representing Congregation Kehilat Shalom, and I welcome you all here today. If you build it, they will come. We know this saying from the movie Field of Dreams, but I feel like that right now. If you build it, they will come. And how? It started with an idea. How can we come together in a world where the media and politics and schedules and differences drive us apart? Music. Music is an answer. If you build it, they will come. We are building it, and here we are getting ready to share songs for humanity. I'm a Holocaust scholar, so I think about 75 years ago. At the end of World War II, at least 11 million people, though some statistics say 20 million people, were displaced in Europe after the war. People of all nationalities. Their homes no longer existed. In many cases, their homeland no longer existed. Displaced persons camps abounded. People wandered, hoping to remake their lives. We are still facing the effects of that major upheaval today. In fact, many of today's Syrian refugees are descendants of Palestinian refugees from that same era. We cannot fix the past. We can only heal from it and learn from it. Unfortunately, each day in the news we hear more and more about our inhumanity to one another. We see pictures of children in cages, read about new restrictions, but we don't see the whole story. Why are people risking everything and leaving their families to come here? I translate legal documents for asylum seekers and therefore have read about the fear of death from gang violence or the threat of life for imprisonment for homosexuality. I have a friend who was kidnapped in Mexico, and as soon as she was freed, her family immediately fled with her to the safety of her grandmother's native land, the USA. Why risk everything and come? These immigrants believe in American freedom, and many have family here. The same dream that brought so many of our families here. If we build it, they will come. America was built in part on people pursuing a better life. It was also built on the backs of Native Americans and slaves, two sharp realities we still need to heal from. People came here for religious freedom, for economic growth, and for a fresh start. Immigrants from Asia made the Western railroads. Immigrants from Ireland made our local canals. Immigrants from all over made and make our country rich and powerful. And each tide of immigrants meets with struggles, but then integrates into the fabric of American life. We built it, they came. In fact, considering the first Americans, they built it and we came. But in the years leading up to the Holocaust, we made it alarmingly hard for immigrants to come here. Hitler even used the United States' reluctance to help as one of his excuses for starting the extermination camps. Seeing our errors, after the war, immigration law changed. Restrictions loosened for several decades. However, in the past 20 years, not based on one political administration alone, the restrictions have tightened again. Hate speech is up, compassion is down, fear dominates. Take a moment though, think of our shared humanity. A child's laugh or gurgle is recognized anywhere. The falling minor third is recognizable as a whine or a tattletale song anywhere. We all cry, we all bleed, we all are born with fear, we are all born with love. Think about the impact now that refugees have made on America. Many of you, for example, have loved ones being cared by nurses from afar. We eat grapes farmed by migrant workers in California. Our nation benefits financially from immigrants too. A National Bureau of Economic Research paper states that on average, adult refugees pay $20,000 more in taxes than they receive in benefits each year. Due to fear and due to misinformation, would-be immigrants who seek asylum here are kept imprisoned at over $100 a night per detainee. Right now in the US, there are over 50,000 immigrants being detained. Do the math. Now think, New Jersey is the third largest waiting period for an immigrant in detention, almost 2.5 years. We could have had a win-win situation. You get freedom, safety, and we get your contributions to society. But we have instead ended up with a lose-lose situation. This concert, and why we're here, ready to begin, is intended to benefit the group that procures bonds for detainees so they can spend their waiting periods as active members of society. First Friends also organizes volunteer visits and pen pal programs. Welcome to volunteer with them. This group advocates better living conditions. For example, recently making sure there were no maggots in the water, and helps get the refugees started once they are granted the right to stay here. This concert is also intended to bring us all together in our shared humanity with one another. What can we do to connect with people who outwardly may look or sound different from ourselves, but people who deep down share the same love? Let's build this world together. If we build it,